If you're following a signal service and you ask the creator for their backtest results, they should already have them ready. If they don't, run away as fast as you can, because they're probably scammers, not traders. Since I teach what I preach, I'm going to show you exactly how I backtest my system. And we're also going to talk about the 170% yearly return from my VIP signals. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to Trade with KC, episode 24. How I backtest MT4 indicators the NNFX style. Here's the game plan for today. 1. How I backtest. 2. Trailing stop. 3. VIP signals results. 4. How I enter trades. How I backtest. To backtest, we'll need our S&P 500 chart and these 2 Google Sheets I created. The link will be posted below. One sheet is used to calculate where to set our virtual take profit and stop loss targets, and the other one is used to compile the results. This calculator is already set to ATR times 1 for both the stop loss and the virtual take profit. When backtesting, there are 4 possible scenarios. The first one is a loss, the second is a partial win or loss, the third is a break even, and the last one is a win. We're going to go over each one of them. Example of a loss. Here's a signal to sell using the absolute strength histogram, settings 38 and 7. Put a vertical line. Go to the sell calculator. Enter the close price in the ATR. Copy the calculated take profit and stop loss levels, then place each one on the chart using 2 horizontal lines. As we can see here, price touches stop loss first. That's what we call a loss. Write it down in the journal. Input the number from loss. Input the risk here. Enter the date of the entry. And the date of the exit. Finally, enter the direction of the trade. Example of a partial win or loss. I didn't find any trade that ended up being a partial win or loss with settings 38, 7, so just for this example, I will lower the smooth settings to 3. Here's a signal to sell. Put a vertical line. Go to the calculator. Enter the close price and the ATR. Copy the calculated take profit and stop loss levels, then place each one on the chart using 2 horizontal lines. As we can see, the indicator tells us to exit before price reaches either our stop loss or take profit. Enter the close value when exiting the trade. That's what we call a partial win or loss. Write it down in the journal. Input the number from partial win or loss. Input the risk here. Enter the date of the entry and the date of the exit. Finally, enter the direction of the trade. Example of a break-even. Here's a signal to buy. Put a vertical line. Go to the buy calculator. Enter the close price and the ATR. Copy the calculated take profit and stop loss levels. Then place each one on the chart using 2 horizontal lines. As we can see, price touches the virtual take profit first. Then we move our stop loss to break even. Copy the close when we entered and pass it to the stop loss. And then the price retrace back and hit our stop loss. That's what we call a break even. Because we don't close out half of our trade anymore, we'd get 0 profit with this scenario. Write it down in the journal. Input the number from break even. Input the risk here. Enter the date of the entry and the date of the exit. Finally, enter the direction of the trade. Let's cover the last scenario, a win, or what I like to call a big win. Here's a signal to buy. Put a vertical line. Go to the buy calculator. Enter the close price and the ATR. Copy the calculated take profit and stop loss levels, then place each one on the chart using 2 horizontal lines. As we can see, price reaches the virtual take profit first. Then we move stop loss to break even. And then the price never looks back and keeps going. That's what we call a big win. The price will keep going until either the exit indicator tells it to exit or if price retraces back to our trailing stop. Before we write it down in the journal, let's go over the next section of the video. I think a lot of you have been waiting for this part, the trailing stop. You've probably thought, Casey, you mentioned a trailing stop in the big win example, but you never explained how you use it. Let's break it down. Trailing stop. A trailing stop is used to protect profits while letting a winning trade run. First thing we have to cover is the trailing stop target. This is a level that once the price hits the trailing stop target, the trailing stop becomes active. For a buy trade, the trailing stop target is calculated as close plus ATR times 2. Once the trailing stop target is reached, we can remove our virtual take profit. Now we can go over the trailing stop. A trailing stop is just another name for a moving stop loss. For a buy trade, the trailing stop is calculated as highest close minus ATR times 1.5. If the prices keep closing higher, the trailing stop will follow on the upway. If the price then falls back and hits the trailing stop, the trade will automatically close. Let's go over a real example with real numbers. Change the font to black, and here's our new section for our trailing stop. Copy this number here. The equation is close plus ATR times 2. Use the trailing stop target horizontal line and go to parameters and paste the number here. And this is where we place our trailing stop target. Now, there are 2 possible outcomes. Let's go over the first one. I open my laptop at 4:40 p.m. and the price touches my trailing stop, but closes below, just like this example. The trailing target is 4,500, but the candle closes lower at 4,499. In this case, because the highest close is lower than close plus ATR times 2, I just use the same value for this sell. Enter 4,500. Copy this. The equation for the sell is highest close minus ATR times 1.5. Paste it to our trailing stop. If the price, let's say tomorrow, retraces back to my trailing stop, the trade will close automatically, locking in a 1% gain. As long as the price doesn't close above the trailing stop target, or 4,500 here, I don't need to do anything. Second scenario, I open my laptop at 4:40 p.m. and the price closes above my trailing stop target. I take the highest close, 4,513. Copy and paste to the trailing stop. There's a lazy way you could use. Measure the distance here, around 90 pips. Use this number as an approximate way to place the trailing stop. Obviously, the moment you're not sure, you have to use the calculator for accurate numbers. The next highest close before price cools down is here. As we can see, the price never retracted back to our trailing stop. The next highest close is here, and again, the price never touched our trailing stop. Finally, for this trade, 40,790 was the highest close, and we got stopped out at 4,700. Write it down in the journal. Enter the price at which we exited here. Input the number from win. Input the risk here. Enter the date of the entry. And the date of the exit. Finally, enter the direction of the trade. This is how I use a trailing stop. With it, we have a lot of room to let the trade move for days or even weeks, but we also keep a safety net in case price goes violently the opposite way. Downside capped and my upside is open, I'll take that any day. My backtesting results for 2025 with the VIP signals. By applying the exact same rules, I manually backtested the VIP signals, and the results blew me away. We got a 170% return in 2025 alone while using only 11 pairs. With this new risk management, without scaling out, we can win big. For example, one trade alone gave us a 20% return. Just one trade like this has the power to significantly grow your capital. I'm not showing off, I'm being transparent. Now that you know exactly how I backtest my signals, you can take the Google Sheets and verify everything yourself. I give the exact entry date, exit date, and trade direction, so you can backtest the results and check the numbers. You can even compare them with the signals I've posted on Discord since day one and see if they line up. The answer is everything matches. Once you see that these results are legit, you'll be able to trust the system and replicate the same results in your own account. You can sign up for the VIP signals using the link below. The membership is $20 per month, but since this is the first time I'm publicly promoting it, I'm offering 20% off for life for a limited period. Use the code THANKS20 to get 20% off. And yes, traders who are already subscribed can benefit from the promo too. Just send me a message. All links will be posted below. Now that we've covered how to backtest and how I got a 170% return in 2025, we can move on to the final part of this video. How I enter trades. Since I changed my risk management, I've never shared how I manage my trades in live action. The day has come. Here's exactly how I do it. First of all, open MT4 Discord and go to the VIP signals. Let's enter a trade based on the last signal. It's 4:45 p.m. and I get a signal to go long gold and crude oil. Open your charts. You should already have your NNFX trading assistant set up to ATR ×1 for both stop loss and take profit. If you haven't done it yet, I'll set it up again for you. Then I enter the trade. Click on buy. Go to your trade at the bottom. Copy the take profit and enter 0. I'm removing it and placing a virtual 1. Click on the horizontal line and paste the take profit target. If the price reaches my virtual take profit, it's my cue to move my stop loss to break even, or I just click the button move to break even. And that's it for the first step. For the other half, I don't need to make any adjustments because the trading assistant already entered it without a take profit, and both trades already have their stop losses in place. Now, step 2 for the trailing stop. Open the calculator. Enter the symbol of the pair, the closing price, and the ATR value below, so you can have a clear list of all your open trades. It also ensures the numbers are ready and easy to access when it's time to update your trailing stop. Copy and paste it into the calculator. Now copy the trailing stop target and go back to MT4. Insert a horizontal line on the chart and label it trailing stop target. Paste the value and click on OK. If price hits the stop loss first, you don't have to do anything. The trade will close automatically. If price reaches the take profit first, move your stop loss to break even. If price reaches the trailing stop target, you already know the next step. And that's exactly how I enter each trade and set my targets. Now, repeat the same process with the other long crude oil. In conclusion, today, you learned how to backtest our new risk management rules, how to use a trailing stop, and how to enter trades the KC way. I'm sharing all of this for one reason, to help you level up as a trader. When you backtest the strategy yourself, you build real trust in the system. When you see the trailing stop lock in small risks and deliver big wins, it becomes a no-brainer. And by learning how I enter trades, you start thinking and executing like a professional, until, over time, you become one. That's it for this video. If it helped you understand the system better, hit the like button. It really supports the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. We're only 178 away from 500, and hit that notification bell so you're always ahead of competition. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll break down the baseline. Let's work! Disclaimer. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. All content on this channel, including videos, tips, and signals, is for educational purposes only. Trading Forex, crypto, and indices involves a high level of risk and may result in losses. Always do your own research and consult a licensed professional before making any trading decisions.